my name is Vinny and welcome to this week's video. This time I'm not vlogging, I know, shocker, but don't worry, this video is still kind of in that vloggy style type video, so I still hope that you enjoy it. In this video, we're going to be making a huge HUGE poster based on their Hateful album, especially the Hateful album cover. So if you enjoy watching me do that, I would very much appreciate if you would like and subscribe, please. It would make me very happy. Let's move on to the video.
Hi, it's voiceover Venny here to guide you a bit around the process, because I'm not gonna leave you to watch a 10-minute video without me explaining anything. Okay, so disclaimer, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I'm just winging it. I am not a professional. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so first of all, the sketch was, I'm pretty sure it was, I'm going to say this word a lot, but the sketch was actually like really scary to do and like very frustrating, because I did it initially in like a very small piece of paper, and then I did it on a bigger piece of paper, and then I moved on to like the actual final piece of cardstock, like big ass cardstock. And I fucked up this skull so many times because it was, the first time I did it, it was too small. The second time I did it, it was like too high up, and the third time I was like, okay, this is how it's supposed to look. Spoiler alert, I should have made it even lower because the eye is kind of positioned weirdly, but it doesn't really matter. It looks very similar, like the intention is there, like you can kind of see the similarities with the album cover, so the fact that it's not perfect doesn't really matter. So yeah, the sketch was, I'm gonna say, was the least terrifying part to do, because it's just pencil on paper and you can't really fuck it up because you can just erase it. And since I'm using black paint, then I can just go over the pencil that just won't erase. So it doesn't really matter. I just kind of shaded the parts that were a bit darker. I was just mindful of like the circles that I had to draw, where the lines were, where they ended, where they started. And it took me like about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes.
Let's just get started on the actual painting process. I'm a bit scared because I don't really know how I'm going to start this. I have some ideas, but I don't know how I'm going to do like the black parts of the background. I have to paint on the floor, but I don't want to stain the floor, so recycling paper stuck on with tape so I don't stain the floor. I'm terrified to start, but we have to do it. We have to do this.
Starting was terrifying. You can actually see me crash out a couple times, like leaning forward in like the piece of paper and stuff like that, because I genuinely was so scared to start. I had never painted with a sponge like this in like a billion years, and I was so scared. The idea was I'm going to use a sponge when I need to like dry brush or like cover a very big area, but the area has to like have holes in it and it doesn't have to be like perfectly painted. Did I end up ignoring it? Yeah, and also no. I just kind of use it when my heart was like, yeah, you have to use this now. A lot of these posters just kind of go like this. Like I just wing it all the time. Like if it works out, then it works out, and if it doesn't, then either I failed or I just restart or I cover it and think of something else. A lot of it was just dry brushing, like just wet the brush in like acrylic paint and then like dab the excess off and then just like use that excess to paint. The eye part was my favorite part to do. Even looking at it, it was just so fun. I love like the darker area that looks like an eye bag, but then like the really sharp lines that I do like at the bottom. I just think it looks really good, and I feel like that's the intention of the album. This circle part, I didn't actually realize that it was there. So when I was looking at the album cover like properly, I just realized that there was like this weird circle. So what I did is just like I put this circle that I had, like the closest thing I had to a circle, and then just dry brushed the edge and then just did like the little lines inside. I picked this album specifically. I could have done Scrap Farm, but Scrap Farm is a bit more complicated because it actually has like the drawing. So I'm just going to start off with like the Hateful album. I think this album is just like very iconic. Like it's very HIiragiKirai, and I love all their songs, to be honest, but specifically the Hateful album I really enjoy listening to, and I just really like it. My favorite songs are a tie between Deep Re-Record and Bulaklak, to be honest, but my first ever HIiragiKirai song was Eva. I love Eva a lot. In 2020 I listened to it like 400 times or something like that. Safe to say I really like that song, and I really like HIiragiKirai. I think their music is very genuine and very real, and you can really tell that that's a person's soul in it. It doesn't feel, even if it's like Vocaloid, it feels like really real, really human, you know? And I do hope that everything is well for HIiragiKirai and that he gets better soon, because I do follow them on their like secondary Twitter account, and they do seem to be going through like a lot of things, and I really hope that he heals, because his music has helped me a lot in the past few years, and I wasn't expecting a Vocaloid producer to make music that I could relate to in such a specific way and also enjoy a lot, because I really enjoy their music. I listen to it like almost all the time. If they're feeling ill mentally or like physically or both, I genuinely do hope that they heal from everything that they are suffering, and I hope that he's back soon, because I do miss his music. Yeah, this is kind of the end of the painting process, and in a second you're going to see the skull, the pins from the skull, and the album title. I didn't film these because my setup is like really bad and I didn't have any light coming through, but for the skull I just cut it out from some black paper and I dry brush in red, and for the other two I just copied them to the best of my abilities and just cut them out. So here you can see me sticking on the pins with glue, and the skull, the letters, and the pupil I stuck on with tape loops. It's just kind of easier to do, and it also makes it kind of pop. One thing I really like about messy looking posters is that I can doodle and like draw lines however and whenever I want, so that's basically what I'm doing around the skull. And then for the red soup in the middle, I was really scared to do this, I'm not gonna lie, but I just did like a black to red gradient to the best of my abilities. I also did the little circle at the bottom, and that kind of took a bit longer, but it was still like the same type of technique. Some other things that I added were the song titles, which I wrote in Japanese, and it was very hard because I don't speak Japanese and I don't really know how to write it, but I like looked up on Google how to do it, because you know that's the kind of least I can do. I wrote them down in a piece of paper and I stuck them at the bottom right, and apart from that I wrote an English lyric from each song of the album, like the translation. And then I put HIiragiKirai's name at the top left. But yeah, here's the finished poster. Hi again! Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I think that the end result, I think that was pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. I'm low-key so proud of myself for actually finishing this video, because it was getting a little bit frustrated, but you know what? I did it, and I think that that's a reason to celebrate. As always,
If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It would make me very happy, very happy. And also consider following me on social media. I'll leave all my links down below so you can follow me on there if you want to. And I'll also leave my HIiragiKirai playlist if you want to go and listen to some music of his. It's not for everyone, but if you listen to everything, I think that you'll kind of enjoy it. But anyway, I hope that your week was fire, even better than mine.